Linux packages are typically the software packages that we have the ability to install on our system. They could be applications like text editors, or it could even be utilities or even device drivers that let us interact with our hardware. The apt command or the apt command is what we use to install packages within Linux. And a couple of commands that we are going to use here are apt-update and apt-upgrade. And before we do that, let me explain the difference between update and upgrade, because that can be a little bit confusing. With apt-update, that command is going to update the list of package sources that Linux knows about. So in other words, we have the most recent list of available packages that are in the repository, the most recent list of things that we can have the ability to install. And when I say repository, by the way, a repository is just a central file storage location where our packages are kept for access. So that's an apt-update. If we use apt-upgrade, this will actually then upgrade all of the packages that are currently installed on our Linux system to the latest available version. When we run these commands, we want to say apt-update, and we want to follow that with the double ampersand operator, that's and in other words. And then we'll say apt-upgrade. We can certainly run these commands individually, but the reason we issue them together is because this method helps us save time just a bit, and I find it a little bit easier to do that. This pattern is known as using AND logic. A double ampersand is AND logic. We're essentially telling Linux to update our list of available packages, or in other words, update the list of what we have available to install, and then upgrade any packages on our system that have a newer version available. The AND operator indicates that the second command, the apt-upgrade command, should only run if the first command executes successfully. Now, before I actually run this, I'm going to switch into the root account in order to have the relevant permissions required to do that. So I'm going to say sudo switch user dash. And from the root account, I will say apt-update and apt-upgrade. I'll hit enter. You see that this will take a bit of time to work. It's reading the package list, populating them. So let me scroll up before we continue and just kind of explain what we're looking at here. If we scroll back to the top, you'll see that what happened is we have an address listed here, kali.download/kali. This is one of those repositories that I mentioned. This is a central file location where our Kali packages come from. We see that Kali read those packages and updated them. And then below that, we're going to see a list of packages that can be potentially upgraded. 544 of those. If we go down to the bottom, way beneath this long list, we see 541 upgraded, we see 34 newly installed, we have 0 that need to be removed, and 3 not upgraded. It also tells us the amount of disk space that we're going to need, the amount of additional disk space that's going to be utilized. If we want to continue, we can simply hit the letter Y to continue, or hit enter, and I'll let that continue until it completes. We really won't sit and watch this entire process because it should complete at the end without any problems at all and take us right back into our terminal display. So that's a quick look at how to install our system updates in Kali Linux.